Strip off my clothes in the name of experience. I just went with the flow in hopes of commitment, not in the form of comfort and companionship. Thought the music would unite us, but it blurred my vision. We faked love to the black messiah. I told her why I do this to myself, do this to myself when I know better. Yeah, I told her why I do this to myself, do this to myself when I know better. Oh, yeah. In the name of honesty, you say I'm not something you require. Oh, but your face said something different as you were breathing deeper. I just went with the flow in hopes of commitment, not in the form of gold, but in companionship. Thought the music would unite us, but it blurred my vision. I should have known, but goddamn, you let me. I don't know why I do this to myself, do this to myself when I know better. I don't know why I do this to myself, do this to myself when I know better. Oh, there is this darkness inside of me. Oh, I just wanted to leave. There is this darkness inside of me. Let me be, let me be. There is this darkness inside of me. Oh, I just wanted to leave. There is this darkness inside of me. Let me be, let me be. When I know better, I told her why I told her why
Well, hello. My name is Goldfish. I am the snack that smiles back. I am a local Toronto performer, and I'm with Tafari Anthony today. How are you?
You know what? We're working it. We're making it work. You're
That
killing
was incredible, given everything that's going on currently. How have you been doing, by the way?
honestly, like just trying to make it work. Like, I don't know. It was definitely very hard in the beginning, just trying to get used to, obviously not leaving your house. And, like I'm sure you had like a bunch of gigs that got canceled and, just trying to figure out.
Totally.
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's weird, but I feel like, I don't know, it's been like, what, 2 months now? And I
I feel like it's a unique, I mean, I don't want to say this. I think that it is a unique way of coping for people who sort of depend on live performances.
Yeah.
And especially when you're speaking about things like energy from the audience and just the whole orchestrating that goes into putting on a live production. There's definitely something to be missed in that.
Right? Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone's kind of finding their way of almost like recreating that experience through this digital medium a little bit. It feels totally different, but like I don't know, somehow it's like it's still kind of giving a little bit of that same emotion or like feeling of like being in front of a live audience. I don't know if you feel that too, but
No, I do. I've been telling people I feel like we're sort of going through like an online renaissance of sorts.
Yeah.
I want to use that word, but truly it feels like we're all learning how to cope with the circumstances that we're in.
Yeah.
But also I feel like we're really learning to adapt regardless of the circumstances and find a way to still create and give our work to people and put it out there in a totally different method.
I feel like artists are just kind of used to adapting this way. Like, you know, this is happening, so it's like, how am I going to deal with that and find a way to make it work?
Well, so how did you make it work for this? What was it like sort of trying to create a live show like this specifically?
It was honestly quite challenging, but also in the same breath, it was kind of exciting. I feel like the process is still kind of the same. Like there was like a little bit of a rehearsal, but the rehearsal just looks different. So now the rehearsal looks like, okay, here are the songs we're going to do. Here's how I kind of want them to be done. You know, if anyone has any ideas, just let me know and then we can kind of figure it out. You know, a lot of times with musicians, it's about like finding the groove together while watching each other and like body language, all that kind of stuff. Like there's none of that now. So it's a lot of just like, okay, so great, drummer, you go first, you lay down your parts, and then from there on, you know, we'll build the bass and then the piano will come, guitar will come. So everyone just kind of had to do their thing on their own and kind of just like vibe out what was happening separately without like really seeing anyone's intention. So I don't know, it was a very interesting process, but kind of cool in the same breath.
Did you hate it or did you love it?
I'm still not sure.
We're still figuring that part out.
Still trying to figure it out. I just knew that like if I was gonna do a live show, because obviously everyone is doing like Instagram lives and all that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And I haven't really been partaking in them just because for me it was like me sitting in my bedroom performing. It wasn't gonna capture the way I'd want it to be captured.
Totally.
Not to say there's anything wrong with that. It's just like for me personally, it wasn't gonna work.
No.
So yeah, so when I decided to kind of do the live show, I was just kind of thinking of like, how can I find a way to really recreate all of us being together when we can't be together?
Right.
And so that's why I tried to enlist the whole band to do a bunch of stuff. And as like weird as it is, I do think that we kind of figured it out. So
in the corner of my apartment is a cardboard box. Has all your stuff in there, you want it, you can pick it up. Don't wanna hear what kind of sorry you are. I'm getting tired of all the texting and the damn phone calls. Who even calls no more? Oh, it's getting old. Yeah. So you can take that to the next one. Tell them how you're the victim. I should've known you're the reason for the changing your seasons. You think you're the centerfold, posted up on my wall. I took it down when your true colors showed. If you and me were a song I wrote, do it all long ago. Won't be revolving around you no more. You think you're the centerfold, but boy, you think you're the centerfold. Is it really what you take me for, some fool in cuffs? I'd sooner cut off both my hands than give you any love. Hey, don't wanna see you begging me for more. Boy, get up off your knees, we sure ain't doing that no more. This isn't hard to get.
Boy, just give it up.
This is gonna love yourself. So you can take that to the next one. Tell them how you're the victim. I should've known you're the reason for the changing your seasons. Ego, that is the problem. Thinking every eye's always on ya. Boy, you think you're Beyonce, you're never gonna run me. You think you're the centerfold, posted up on my wall. I took it down when your true colors showed. If you and me were a song I wrote, do it all long ago. can't do without. I refuse you now. You think you're the centerfold, posted up on my wall. I took it down when your true colors showed. And you and me were a song I wrote. Do it how long ago. Won't be revolving around you no more. You think you're the centerfold, but boy, you think you're the centerfold. You think you're the centerfold. Oh, you think you're the centerfold. Oh, you think you're the centerfold. Boy, you think you're the centerfold. Oh, you think you're the centerfold. No, don't come round no more.
So
And do people have recording equipment at their house, or were people using their phones, or like how does this work for non-musical?
it works in all those ways. Like, I have a little bit of setup here. I'm presently in my closet. That's where I've been recording and doing my stuff now. But there's some band members who they don't have anything. Like, they're more used to just like gigging out. And when you gig out, like, you don't really need to have a bunch of equipment because it's provided for you, right? And so I had a couple of them just record stuff like using their phones. Maybe I'm biased, but I think it sounds really good. But yeah, so I mean, it's just like, it's like we talked about, it's just about making it work somehow, you know, and just
Right.
adapting it. And it's a new thing. So there's something to be said about not treating it completely like an old thing or like what we're used to, but taking that essence and realizing that it is a new way of doing it and just making it work in what we have now.
I think that's what everyone is just trying to do. Just make it work. You know what I mean? This is definitely a new journey for everyone. I think, at least for me personally too. I've never really been forced to like create online content, and so everyone is like rushing to get their ring lights and like their green screen set up in their room and like their lighting rig. So it's definitely crazy, but I think it's awesome. I'm proud of you for doing it, you know.
And you've been killing it too, because I've been seeing, like, obviously you've been doing lots of stuff with Club Quarantine, which is like, even that in itself, but like the way Club Quarantine just blew up, I was just like, this is nuts.
It is honestly wild, but I have so much respect for all of them because they're just truly killing it. And honestly, it's a labor of love because they are doing this 24/7, and I know that they expected it to blow up like this, but I swear I don't know what they're at right now, but last time I checked, they must have been over 50,000, which is
easily
just wild.
Yeah.
They're at 64.
Okay.
So, I mean, things like that are amazing, though. You know what I mean? For the queer Toronto scene, it is just amazing to see people really doing the damn thing.
Yeah, and it just makes it so much more obvious, like, how we need and we crave this whole togetherness thing, right? Like, everyone's just trying to find some kind of way to keep connecting and stay connected. So I thought it was really, really cool, like, to have that idea, to take advantage of, you know, again, like, here's a platform that is around, it's free for people to use, like, let's figure out how we can create this real life situation that we can no longer do because of what we're going through right now, and take it into a digital world where people can still kind of get some of that feeling and that support, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's pretty nuts, but
I could be all yours, baby, but you don't see. You could be happy all the time, but you don't want me. I could be your forever, but you'd rather make I could be your one. If you could see me, you see how I look at you. Oh, your perfection to the core. But would you believe? You see right through me. You see right through me. You don't see more than what's standing right in front of me. So I'll keep on screaming. I'll keep believing until you see all of me. You've been crying and weeping for so long, and I've been hoping that you get what you deserve, baby. I've been holding out for something so strong. Tell me that it's not all in vain. Tell me that it's not all in vain. Tell me that it's not all in vain. Whoa, ooh, but you see right through me. You see right through me. You don't see more than what's standing right in front of me. So I'll keep on screaming. I'll keep believing until you see. You see right through me. You see right through me. You don't see more. So I'll keep on screaming. I'll keep believing until you see all of me.
That was incredible. You see through me. Do you see through me?
Well, no, I see you very clearly, actually.
Are there things that you miss about like normal, busy, hectic, stressful life at all?
Like at times, yes. Like I don't know if that's weird or not, but like I think I'm just also I'm so used to being so busy and like always on the go, barely
Mhm.
home, that it's like when I was kind of forced to just like sit down, it was like, what am I supposed to do with this time, right? And so like I just had like I maybe had like 2 weeks where I was like, I don't know what to do. This is crazy. But after that, I just kind of slowly started to figure out ways to get things done and just be productive, I guess. I feel like it's also important to not feel too guilty about also just taking time off and just relaxing and like reflecting, you know what I mean?
I completely agree. I mean, there's discussions of like how productive should we be during a pandemic, and I think we are all sort of experiencing collective trauma. So
Yeah.
while it is good to be creative, and for me, it's been awesome. I feel bad saying it, but it's been awesome to have the free time to be able to work on my craft and hone my craft and have like a creative outlet that I otherwise might not have the time to do. But that being said, I still kind of miss the hustle and bustle, and I miss the schedule and the responsibilities. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I definitely miss having things that I have to be responsible for.
Yeah.
So I guess for both of us, it's just a balance of remaining diligent and also taking advantage of this free time that we have to be creative.
And that's exactly it. Because even like putting this together, it's like if I think about it, like I would have really have like I normally don't have time to put on my own like Tafari Anthony shows because I'm so busy touring with other people like as doing backup vocals, right? So
Right.
like it feels weird to like be in this really dark time, but also feeling like I'm gaining a lot from having this time and space to just like really explore my art and the things that I want to do. And I feel like in the last 2 months, I've done more for myself than I have in the last like 2 years of just hustling. So
what is one thing that you miss about pre-quarantine life?
oh boy. this is like weird for me to say because I feel like I'm very introverted and like I'm very much of just like I want to kind of be alone most of the time. But I do realize now that I'm a lot more social than I thought I was. Like,
Man.
like it's so weird to me. But like I do actually miss seeing people and just having that interaction, like feeling that energy of the audience and like what that does to us artists. Like we kind of like crave off of that and live off of that energy, not just like in that moment, but that like kind of sustains us until the next thing's happening, you know, because it's always
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's that rush of endorphins you get that you can only get from performing live, truly, or you know what I mean, seeing a bunch of people. I think that's the thing that I miss the most. And again, I'm an introvert as well, and I truly miss my friends. It just, you know, I'm not even like a big drinker. I don't love going out and partying, but I really do just miss being able to go out with friends and see my people and hug them.
You know what I'm saying? Oh my god! Like I have run into a couple people like as I'm walking, and it is like it's a major thing for me. Like, oh yeah, like I cannot. You got to stay back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to also like remind myself because then you just get like so excited, right? Too, it's like oh, like I haven't seen you in forever. And it's like our instinct is so much as like okay, like let's hug, but it's like okay, we're in a pandemic, so we can't really do that right now. But yeah,
it's difficult with Pride this year, I think, as well.
Yeah.
This was going to be the first Pride that I think I was going to perform as Goldfish. Well, it'll be the first Pride that Goldfish existed, and I did apply for the Pride Festival for like a performance slot on one of the stages, and I got in touch with Phil Villeneuve, who is working with Pride Toronto.
Yeah.
But since then, we don't really know what the hell is going on. I mean, I guess we do know that we're doing like an online this year. But why don't we get to that afterwards? I'm really excited to hear another song of yours if you have something up your sleeve.
Well, let's get into it then.
Let's get into it, baby.
Yeah. Hey, running from me. As easy as it may seem, I fall to my knees. Every time I hear my heartbeat, I feel alone and ashamed. Playing the game, doing things I never thought I'd do. No, living the dream. And it ain't easy. I know what I want, but you tell me I don't know. Fighting for my confidence while you slamming the door. But I know that you hold the key, you hold it for me. Cause you're scared of the future, yeah, you hold the key, you hold it for me. Cause you're scared I'm the answer, living a dream. Yeah, living a dream. But when you gonna wake up, living a dream. Yeah, yeah, living a dream. But when you gonna wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
But when you gonna wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
But when you gonna wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
But when you gonna wake up, wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
You wanna see all my scars? Get a little bit closer, you can tear them apart. Taste the blood in my feet, make sure I'm ready to go. Go with the flow. Never ask another question, cause it's all good. Yeah, it's all good, yeah, yeah. Oh, you tell me I don't know. Oh, but I know that you hold the key, you hold it for me. Cause you're scared of the future, yeah, you hold the key, you hold it for me. Cause you're scared I'm the answer, living a dream. Hey. Yeah, living a dream. But when you gonna wake up, living a dream. Yeah, yeah, living a dream. Yeah. But when you gonna wake up, wake up.
Wake up,
When you gonna wake up, wake up.
wake up, wake up, wake up.
No, when you gonna wake up, wake up. Oh, a crazy night, baby. Is this a sweet dream? Oh, a crazy night, baby. Is this a sweet dream? Oh, a crazy night, baby. Is this a sweet dream? Oh, a crazy night. Oh, living the dream. Yeah, living the dream. When you gonna wake up, living the dream. Oh, living the dream. When you gonna wake up, wake up.
Okay, that's perfect.
That was amazing.
Dude.
We were talking about Pride earlier, and the fact that they're doing an online Pride this year
No.
For Pride Toronto. I assume maybe other Prides around the world are doing that as well.
Probably.
What do you think about approaching Pride in a new sort of digital way?
I mean, again, like kind of going back to like club quarantine for a second, like it's the same kind of thing where I feel like people kind of need that. Like they look forward to going to Pride and like it's something that keeps them going, right? So I think any way to kind of move all these things that kind of bring us together into a space where we can still actually be together and do it is a good thing. So it'll probably feel weird at first. But
I mean, like you said, it is similar to club quarantine, or I imagine that it will be. And I remember the first time going to my online quarantine club and being like, this can't be that great.
Yeah.
And I was corrected. You know what I mean? Like just the sense of community and seeing everyone enjoy themselves freely in the comfort of their own homes. There's something to be said about accessibility as well, which I think is incredibly important, first of all. But I agree. I think hopefully it will take on the same sort of structure as club quarantine. I think that's an incredible way to do it.
Yeah, I think it will. Like, there's good people who are involved in organizing it, and obviously there'll be enough time between like us kind of going into lockdown and to when Pride is happening that I feel like every time these things start happening, like a new club pops up or a new like live stream is popping up, like they just keep actually getting better and better and better because people are kind of learning from watching what's happening, right? So
absolutely, and
it happens, yeah.
And I feel like a lot of like Instagrams and I guess not Instagrams, but brands with Instagram are sort of really again adapting to this. I know that they're always sort of like online content is their thing even prior to the quarantine, but I really feel like Paper Magazine is collaborating with Club Quarantine to host these events, and a lot of brands are starting to sort of approach quarantine in a unique online way again. I know that you actually got a nice little write-up from Gay Times as well, who are also doing incredible things online.
Yeah.
Did you want to speak about this? It's a very fresh single, isn't it? It's like 5 days old, right?
Yeah, I mean at this point that we're talking, like, yeah, it came out on like a Wednesday, so it's like not even a week old, this thing. Yeah, I mean when I found out that I was going to be in Gay Times, like I did not believe it, even up to the moment until it got posted. I was like, if I have to see this thing posted online first before I actually believe this is happening.
Absolutely, you gotta see that. It's like you gotta see the contract first.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is like a magazine that I grew up with. Like I had to like I used to buy this magazine and like have to hide it in my bedroom to read it. And so and now it's like we're like full circle. Like now I'm in it. Like it's crazy.
That has to be incredible. And can I just say personally, I'm so proud of you. That it's an incredible achievement.
Thank you. Like I'm not even gonna try and like front. Like it feels good.
Like, it should absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get also just more comfortable with like owning those things too, because I feel like I used to always like feel weird about like accomplishments, but I think it's okay to like be proud of it and
absolutely
show that you're proud of like these things. Like we work hard, you know what I mean? So it's like when these achievements come, it's like I don't care how small or how big. Like if it's important to you, celebrate that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I feel like we've been conditioned to be self-deprecating constantly, and not sort of claiming our successes and owning them and being proud of them fully, genuinely, you know. So I'm happy for you, and I think that you should boast. I think you deserve to boast.
Well, both. Okay.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the song?
Yeah. So I mean, "Living a Dream," like I kind of wrote it at a time where I was like really just trying to figure out my place and trying to navigate like what's happening in the industry. And obviously there's a lot of artists creating really great music, but there's a lot of like gatekeeping as well. But there's also something to be said about focusing so much on trying to get to the next level that you can't appreciate like where you are and what you've done. So this kind of goes back to talking about what we were just talking about. It's like, you know, there's been smaller things where I couldn't really get excited about because I was like, oh, it's not good enough. But it was like, it's a big deal for me anytime anybody writes about me. It's like someone is taking their time and energy to listen to my music and, you know, research me or whatever, or look me up and like take their time to write about me and then post it. Like, that's a huge thing. So it's just, for me, living a dream is about just realizing that, you know, these moments, they're all important if it's important to you, and not taking for granted the things that you have done, and just being, you know, okay with like, this may be the highest that I go, but if I'm happy here, who's to say that I'm not doing enough? You know what I mean?
Period.
Don't know where I should go now. I've given everything I know how. Foolish for your vacant heart. I should've known better than to try to outsmart it. Not trying to throw around blame to change your position. Can't make you want the same things that I do. It's not enough reason. But maybe when we get older, you realize I had so much to offer. If you just opened your eyes, maybe with a little time, you'll see you could have had it all with me. Can't break away from what's inside my head. You keep telling me no, I keep pushing for yes. If I love you like I say I do, then I should be able to let you go. But maybe when we get older, you realize I had so much to offer. If you just opened your eyes, maybe with a little time, you'll see you could have had it all with me. Oh, how can I stand the pain of letting you walk away when I feel this way? That's what makes this so hard, 'cause now I know how to love you from afar. But maybe when we get older, you realize I had so much to offer. If you just opened your eyes, maybe with a little time, you'll see you could have had it all, I believe.
Wow. That was beautiful. And the vocals, come on, I cannot. Oh, okay, so that's an older song of yours, correct?
Yeah, that one was like 2016.
2016. Okay, so tell me about the journey of this song, because I understand this is a big song for you.
It was a big song. Like I had not been doing music for quite a while by the time this was happening. And I think it was probably about 2015 where I just made a decision of like, you know what? I'm done with the excuses, because there's always some kind of excuse. I don't have the equipment. I don't know this person. I don't know that person. So I just said, you know what? Forget it. Like, excuses, they're no use. So I just decided I'm going to make something happen. So I just started finding people who were down to work, who I could afford to work with. And so by the time like I kind of just like decided to just work on an EP. I didn't really know what it was going to be or what was going to be on it. I just said, I'm going to do it and make it happen. So I actually wrote that song with Ava Kay, who is one who's playing piano in the live show for it. Okay. And
didn't mean to interrupt you, but you performed this song at Dundas Square, if I recall.
Yeah. It was part of the Canada's Walk of Fame competition.
Okay.
I placed third in that one.
Okay.
So that was like everyone who kind of placed got to perform at Dundas Square. So I don't know if you've ever seen those kind of shows, but like it's very like quick, go, right?
I've been in one of those shows, but not as a drag queen, as a kids performer.
Oh.
But so this song obviously has taken you on a journey. What came of that Canada Walk of Fame? Or do we have a Walk of Fame?
We do.
Okay, so go on about how the journey of this song sort of progressed beyond that.
Yeah, so from doing Canada's Walk of Fame, this song kind of brought me a bit more attention. So obviously, like there was a lot of press from Canada's Walk of Fame, and then it kind of morphed into getting onto CBC Searchlight as well. And so I had the same song in that competition, and I ended up placing in top 25 nationally, which is pretty crazy.
Amazing.
Right? Like I don't even think at the time like I really realized like how crazy it was, but like yeah, it's pretty nuts to be like
top national, baby, of course.
From doing those two competitions, like I've been able to get CBC on board, which is huge, and they've been like huge supporters, and that's kind of helped me kind of sustain being able to do new music and keep moving forward with everything I'm doing. So yeah, that song was like a game changer for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, obviously, maybe when we get older is a special song for you. Wow. Okay, I'm really curious as to what artists influenced you when you were younger. Do you have like I don't know, what was the first album that you bought or first artist that you really connected with?
This question is like always so hard. Like I grew up listening to so much stuff. I've found influence in people like Prince, Brandy, Kelly Clarkson. I know it's a weird one, but somehow Kelly Clarkson is like my girl. But yeah, as far as like the first album that I actually bought, like saved my own money and bought myself, I remember like I must have been like 11 or 12, and I like saved up my chores money, and I went to Malvern Town Center, and I went into the store and I bought Lauryn Hill, and it was like the first album that I was like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna go and spend money on. And believe me, like I played that thing till it broke. Like
we're talking Miseducation, obviously.
Is there another one?
It is one of I would say it probably is my favorite album. But I will say, though, that obviously, without giving away my age, I was quite young when it came out. So it definitely took years for me to truly appreciate it. But I always think about, so I'm a bit of a reality TV geek. And I always think about if I got onto Big Brother Canada and you win like head of household, you get one album to listen to. And mine is Miseducation, truly. There's no album that can make me feel and also is just so calming and lovely to listen to. It is just right.
Like from top to bottom. Like there's not one dud on the album.
Exactly. What is your favorite track and what pulled you to that album? because it's Lauryn Hill.
I know.
So it's kind of self-explanatory, but did you know Lauryn beforehand, or?
Yeah, I mean, like I would have watched. I probably would have first seen Lauryn in Sister Act, and I would have known the Fugees, but I don't think I would have been like aware enough of the Fugees because at that time I wasn't like super into hip hop. So I think it would have been Sister Act where I would have gotten to Lauryn, and then I would have heard the singles on the radio back in the day, and then I would have bought the album. But I think my like the song that I always loved for some reason was Zion. I mean, I was a kid when it came out. Like I didn't know anything about like what was really happening, but like something about the marching on that beat and the way like she was emoting in it, like it shook me to the core. And like even to this day, if I listen to it now, it's just like I feel it so hard.
The end of that song, you're talking about the marching.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
It's so good.
But like you said, there really is no track on that album that I skip.
No.
Even the interludes at the end of the songs and before the songs are iconic.
Yes.
You know, it is just a perfect album. It really is.
I have to be.
And so I assume that obviously influenced your music growing up and as you were developing your interest in the arts and in singing.
Yeah, because I mean, like a lot of artists that I really gravitate towards, they have like their genre, but they're mixing up everything. You know what I mean? Like it isn't just one thing. Like there was hip hop influence in there, obviously R&B, there was reggae, you know. So it's just like I really gravitate towards artists that are able to kind of be themselves in like whatever situation they're put into and make it work.
And have you ever gotten the chance to see Miss Hill live?
Yes, I did. Only once. She was very late.
Was she on time?
No.
That's okay. We still love her anyway.
Florida, I was not leaving.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of live performances, do you have something else for us as well?
Of course. We're going to go to another one. I don't know what it is, but it's my favorite records.
I know this one very well.
Very well. This is how we first met, which is crazy. And that was only like a year ago? Was it longer?
Something like that.
Maybe like a year.
It feels like it was many years ago.
I know.
Like, that's how well I feel like I know you. But yeah, if anyone didn't know, I played Tafari's love interest.
Nice.
Not in this form, in a record video. So
I think when we were shooting that, like you hadn't even started Goldfish yet, right?
Not at all. At that point, she really was just like a blip. Like
yeah.
I had thought of Goldfish for a few years before actualizing her, but no, at that time I hadn't yet started. So here we are now. Crazy.
Like I don't even think it's been a year. I think we shot that in August of 2019.
Maybe earlier? I don't know. It was definitely Mormount, and it was definitely last year. Ooh.
I know.
Okay, well, I'm excited. I haven't heard you perform this in a long time, so that's good.
All right, let's do it.
Run your fingers through my curly hair. Let the moment take you over. We're trying to act like we just don't care, but every time we fall together, it's so clear. Wanted to leave my love, but all I could leave was my records, my favorite records. I wanted to leave my love, but all I could leave was my records, my favorite records, my records. But I love you, baby. Yeah, I know you know. I know you know. Said I love you, baby. Like Mary J. Like I need MJ. Put the needle in the groove, baby. Spinning round and round in ecstasy. I love you, baby, yeah. Browse my collection nice and slowly. There's just so much to discover. When you need a little sampling, pull it out, put it on the table, and let's play. I had no saying how much you changed my life, baby. Needed you to know that you mean the world to me. If you get lost, you know exactly where to find me. Put on your vinyl and play your whole history. Oh, I wanted to leave my love, but all I could leave was my records. My records. Wanted to leave my love, but all I could leave was my records. My records. But I love you, baby. Yeah, yeah. I know you know. I know you know. Said I love you, baby. Yeah. Like Mary J. Like a needle J. Put the needle in the groove, baby. Spin it.
So you have a huge team. Did you want to talk about your team right now?
Yeah, I mean, like it's been a long time coming, but what I find interesting about this time that we're in is like I'm reflecting a lot on like what I've had and like who's been helping me and stuff. So it's like I just email my band being like, if you guys are interested, here's what I have to do, and if you're down to help, let's help. Everyone was like, yes, absolutely. Let me know what's going on, like what do you need, and we'll get it done. So it's just been great. So I'll start with the players on these tracks. So, and also for anyone who's listening or watching, like this is all recorded live. Everyone recorded their parts separately. We just made it sound really nice somehow. So on drums, we have Jim Toner. On bass, we have Marc Laidman. On piano, we have Ava Kay, and Ava also was the one who mixed all the tracks. So she hooked it up. Yeah. We have Celia on guitar, Stacey Kay on background vocals, and lastly, we have Marc Funkenhauser on saxophone. And then obviously on lead vocals, we have this guy.
Yes, we do, baby.
Yes, we do. And then on top of that, obviously, like, much thanks to you, Goldfish, for doing this interview.
Oh, it's been incredible.
Yeah, it's been so good. Like, obviously, one, I miss your face, so I was like, and two, like I just wanted to like see you shine and like just have a moment to just like connect with you on this and just, you know.
Well, you know that I'm one of your biggest fans, and this has honestly been an honor. I really hope that the people listening and watching can really see how incredible you are and, you know, get to enjoy you as much as I do. Really.
Thank you. Yeah, and so the last people I have to thank are Mr. James Hunter. That's Goldfish's boo. We appreciate you. And then lastly, I have to thank my partner, Shawn Oakes, because this man turned my whole apartment upside down to create this beautiful set that you see here, and didn't think about it twice. It was his day off from work, and he's like, let's make it happen. You want it to happen, we'll make it happen. So I have to give a huge thanks to him.
Shawn, we love you.
Mwah. And then also like a huge thank to anyone, a huge thank you.
It's been a long interview.
A huge thank you to anyone who's like taking the time to watch this or listen to it, because without that, like, we can create this art, which is beautiful, but if people are not receiving it, you know, it's almost like, what's the point? It's kind of happening, and then, you know, people are not taking it in. So thank you to you guys as well.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else in the works during quarantine? I know, again, we've discussed how things have sort of been halted, but I know that we're making it work. So can we expect anything upcoming from you?
Single just came out last week, Living a Dream. If you don't have it already, go get it. And there'll probably be at least one more single before the year is up, and there may be an EP by the end of the year.
Ooh! Well, I cannot wait for that. That's incredible.
If the people want it, the people will get it. So.
And the people do want it.
But yeah, so far that's it. I'm actually doing a couple other live performances as well. So I'm just kind of exploring this new digital thing that we're going to do.
Amen.
And seeing what comes of it.
Okay, and for those who are just getting to know you for the first time, how can they find you on socials, online?
Yes, you can find me at Tafari, which is Tafari, Anthony, on every single platform.
Beautiful.
The ones I know about.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. I mean, might be coming soon, but you know, we'll see how things go.
So we'll see how long quarantine goes for. Oh my God! Well, thank you so much, Tafari. It's been incredible getting to speak with you and listen to you, and I miss you so much.
You too. Oh my gosh, this is great.
Hopefully, we can do this again in person.
Yeah, soon. I hope it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Mwah. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. And scene.
And
Never on time, never break down. Never be there, never see now. Never go that way again. Never talk black, never see black. Never do that, never look back. Never be no ball and chain. Don't wanna keep repeating the same cycle. Set me free so I can find relief. Don't wanna keep repeating the same cycle. Set me free, set me free. Set me free, free, 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 free. Never have faith, never disgrace. Never play fair, never dismay. Never trust a fast talker.
Never just a fast taco.
Never warm, won't never be sure. Never falter, never get yours. Never take to the altar. Don't wanna keep repeating the same cycle. Set me free so I can find relief. Don't wanna keep repeating the same cycle. Set me free, set me free. Set me free, free, 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 free. When I find myself defeated, and the world comes crashing down, 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 you won't find me being weak now. Let me say now, I'm gonna be free.
Don't wanna sit here in silence. Don't tell me who I should be. Don't wanna quiet my progress. You better just set me free. Don't wanna sit here in silence. Don't tell me who I should be. Don't wanna quiet my progress. You better just set me free.
one time, never break down. Never be there, never say now. Never go that way again. Never talk black, never say that. Never do that, never look back. Never be no ball and chain. Don't wanna keep repeating the same cycle. Set me free so